All right, here we are. Let me make sure audio is good. Audio is good. Cool. All right, we are good to go. Hello, everybody. My name is Nick. You guys know me from all of my videos on YouTube. Normally, I'm streaming on Twitch. I wanted to stream on here just to see whether or not my community would be better on here. I've got some goals that I'm about to meet on this account, and I wanted to know whether or not streaming on YouTube versus Twitch is going to be a thing. So normally I'm on Twitch, but today I am here. So welcome. We are doing something a little bit different today. For those of you who just follow the YouTube channel, you know I've been on a bit of a hiatus as far as releasing videos. Sorry about that. But it took me a long time to figure out what I wanted to do as far as my next RuneScape series. So we are, of course, still playing old school RuneScape. Any other game would be a waste of time because this is the most waste of time. That's how RuneScape is. And of course, we're at Wintertod, so nobody's actually going to want to watch, so that's great. But all that being said, yeah, we've been on a bit of a hiatus, and that is just because I've been trying to figure out what I wanted to do next as far as content creation goes for RuneScape. Mainly, I wanted to find something else that I enjoyed after the Slayer locked account. I tried remaking the account, and it really wasn't. It wasn't great for my mental health. I felt like I was just getting on RuneScape when I was streaming, and that wasn't ideal. It takes more than 2 hours a week to do RuneScape, and realistically, I need to be at closer to 15 hours a week, and I just didn't want to play the account anymore. It was a remake account anyway, so I just felt like I was grinding for no reason. I had another couple of ideas. One of them might be good down the road, but I would need to make a RuneLite plugin for it, or get somebody to make a RuneLite plugin for it, because it was confusing to me trying to keep the rules in place, let alone to a viewer. So I just decided I would scrap all of that, and instead focus on making something that I could do right now with the time I've got, and then kind of focus on doing this for a while, and then maybe once viewership is up, once I'm in a rhythm, then we can introduce another account, another actual restricted account. So for the time being, I'm just going to be remaking a main account. For those of you who have been around for a while, you'll know that I have done, it's been a couple of years at this point, I've done a main series before. It wasn't received very well. I didn't have very good goals. The idea behind that one was to see whether or not you could continue an account whilst only having a bond. Like just keeping a bond going on as a casual player. Like I'm a relatively casual player, even though I do some content creation. I'm not playing as much as most of the big names. I have a day job or two. So my goal for that account was to see whether you could maintain membership as a casual player with just bonds. And that was a few years ago. When I was doing that, I think bonds were like 6 mil roughly. And I came to the conclusion on that account that no, if you wanted to enjoy yourself, you couldn't maintain membership with a bond. And I decided to scrap it in favor of a more restricted setup. Now I've come back around to making a main account, and we're going to go ahead and do that, but instead of trying to maintain with a bond, we are just going to pay. Casual player can't maintain a bond, not right now. It's 15 mil a bond, it's going to keep going up. At this point, most people aren't buying bonds. That's just how it is. It's been priced out in-game, which is kind of sad, but that's just the way it is. So we are going to remake a main account. I haven't had a good main account since pre-EOC. So not since before old school has been a thing. So I'm going to remake this. We've already done quite a bit of work. We are 40-ish hours in. Yeah, that's 40. We're 40 hours in, so that's really nice. Obviously, this account doesn't look like it's 40 hours in, but I focused on being a little less efficient and just enjoying my time rather than anything else. So we're currently at Wintertodd, which already isn't the most efficient thing to be doing with your time. I understand that. But we're going to go for 99 fire making real quick. We're already at 89. We're going to be at 90 by the end of this stream. I usually go till 10 Central, so we've got a couple hours. And yeah, right now stats are looking pretty decent. I just got enough attack to wield my rune axe. I wanted to be able to, have the free inventory slot. And then for most of everything else, anything that affects the drop table for Wintertodd, I went ahead and got to 30. That actually focuses a lot of like my profit from Wintertodd. So if you get more levels in mining, fishing, farming, etc., you get better drops from Wintertodd. So I focused on doing that. That way my general profit per game is around 11k. Basically what that means is I'll end up with, I don't know, like 7 or 8 mil by the end of this. And yeah, that's kind of where we're at. We are doing a relatively unrestricted account. Not planning on doing any restrictions on here, just focusing on making a new main that can actually play the game, that I can have fun with and share with you guys. So I'm going to be getting this, I'm going to be getting fire making in 99 here at Wintertodd. That should give me 7 or 8 mil in just random stuff that I can go ahead and get more XP with, and then ultimately sell and get this account started. And yeah, once we get to 99, I'll release the first video. There's no other reason to do a progress video if I don't already have this done. And nobody really wants to see this grind on a video. Like, it's not one that I would like recommend putting an entire video to, even if it is a crawl to 99. So I'm probably going to skip most of this in video and just focus on this being a part of the first video and first video's account creation. So we're 40 hours into the account. We are currently at 89 fire making. We'll be at 90 by the end of the stream. And yeah, that's kind of where we're at. We're not doing anything too crazy. So yeah, I'm happy to get to play the game. I'm sad that I don't get to have a restricted account that is actually playable right this second. Hopefully that changes once I get this off the ground a bit more and get to the point where this can be a background account. But I'd like to spend some time making a new main account. And we have the ability to do it, and we have the time to do it. So that's what we're going to focus on today. So yeah, that's where we're at. And for those of you just joining, yeah, usually I'm on Twitch, but just has not been. I've not been getting a lot of viewers on Twitch, which part of it is probably just because I'm doing Wintertodd content and I'm not actually doing anything super engaging right this second. That comes after I get done with this. But we do what we can. But I also want to, once I get to 99, I want to make some announcements and I want to stream it on YouTube. So this is kind of my preliminary test in seeing how YouTube streaming does for me versus Twitch streaming. How I do viewership wise and whether or not I get any engagement or not. So, yeah. And for those of you who don't know, this is Winter Todd. It is a skilling boss, and it kind of sucks, but it's still almost the meta for making any account you want to make. So that's just how it goes. Obviously, you don't come here from level 1 anymore. They patched that out years ago. But you do still come here early, and that's just how it goes. I am saving the I'm saving all my crates till the end. That's going to be part of the 99 stream. I'm going to probably do like a 4.5, 5 hour stream from 98 to 99. Whether that happens on Twitch or YouTube, I haven't decided yet, but that will also be opening all of the crates. So I should have about 1,700 pulls by the end of this. 1,800 pulls. If I'm doing my math correctly, which I probably am not. I'm not great at math. But yeah, hopefully we get some good pulls. And I'm hoping to finish the collection log on this, but I know that's probably going to be wishful thinking. I'm either not going to get the pet or not going to get the dragon axe. Neither of which I really need, but it'd just be nice to green up the collection log for this if I'm going to be going to 99 here. Yeah. And then, I don't know. I haven't done Winter Todd since they changed everything with warmth instead of your HP, so I kept my HP low. I don't think it matters anymore. I think it's actually much more focused on your max fire making rather than anything else. But I have noticed that it's easier. Like, I'm using way less food now than I was when it was your HP stats. So I don't know whether that was a conscious change or not on the part of Jagex, but like, I'm staying at Winter Todd for like 50 kills with 5 pieces of cake. And I'm being a little careful, but I'm not being that careful. So, part of that might be that I've got like 90 fire making now, but it's not like... It's not been the kind of grind that it used to be. If that makes sense. Adjust the camera a little bit. I didn't like how it was framed, so yeah. Any questions, guys? Like, I would love to interact with anybody that's watching. That'd be nice, rather than just sitting in a room talking to myself. I know there's a couple people lurking, but yeah, we're going for it, I suppose. Yeah. Alright, back to it. So yeah, we're currently sitting at, we've got 620 rewards sitting on the cart right now. It's nice that they changed it to the cart system instead of the crate system. Keeps me from going back out to the bank so often. Speaking of the bank right now, we're currently only sitting at like $500,000 bank value, but it's a young account, and I've really only done a few skills in Winter Todd, so it's not like I've spent any time actually doing real money making. I've only really done enough to get me started. And hopefully by the end of this we'll be sitting at about 7 mil, 8 mil in the bank. That'd be really nice. But yeah, right now we don't have a lot of money. And this isn't really making us a whole lot of money. I think if I did my calculations correctly on standard luck, I think I'm getting the equivalent of like 10,000 GP per game. Maybe closer to 11,000, maybe almost 12,000, but somewhere in that general ballpark of GP per game. That's just based on how many points I normally get and how many games I'm going to be doing to 99 and all of that. So if I go with less games or if I go dry on a few things luck-wise, then that'll change. But right now, we're hopefully going to be sitting at 7 mil by the end of this, which isn't a lot, but it's enough for getting started. It's enough that I could jump off with that. This being a main account, gold is probably the number one growth option on the account. XP is a lot easier to get once you have money. Yeah. And as far as goals on the account, like this is going to be my new main for a while, so I would love to max it at some point. Obviously, we are nowhere near that. We've still got ones in quite a few skills, and the only skill that's even close isn't even halfway there yet. Our making's only at 89 out of 99, and yeah, we're not even halfway there XP-wise. So we're quite a ways from maxing, but that's probably one of the big goals on the account. I would love to, if we're playing the account from 3-4 years, this is like a long-term investment. Maxing is, funnily enough, in this way, a short-term investment, but long-term goals-wise, I would love to like green out the collection logs of all the bosses. I'm not interested in going for like a entire green collection log. That's just, it's pretty much impossible anyways. But I wouldn't mind trying to go for it just for bosses. Or at least getting every pet. Every like boss pet and every skilling pet. That'd be really fun to go for. I don't really need to go for the entire collection log just because master clue steps are so long. It's just not... You're never going to green out master clues, elite clues, hard clues. You're never going to green out all of those. It's just not possible. Mathematically speaking, not possible. But I wouldn't mind going for a lot of other stuff on this account eventually. Alright. Next KC. Yeah, basically I do this mindlessly at this point. my standard goal is to get to 700 points. It gives me another roll every once in a while. That's generally where I want to be at. So I usually fletch to 65% energy, dump it all in, go back, get another deal, and then fletch down to like 18 or 19%. That generally gets me 700 to 800 points every time, and decent enough fire making XP. Like, it's probably 22k fire making XP a game at this point. Maybe closer to 25. I don't know. It's been a while since I've actually stopped to actually do the math. But yeah. So that gives us enough points to actually get 3 rolls every other game instead of just 2. And that eventually will add up quite a bit as far as our profits from this grind, which is really the only reason to do this. This is the most useless skill in the game otherwise, so if you're not going to get rewards from it, I don't know why you're here other than to max. Like, and of course this is the first one I'm doing, but like, it's the most useless skill in the game. You don't need fire making to have fun with the game. I'm just getting it out of the way because I never want to touch it again, and I'm going to get some rewards from it. So, might as well do both. Yep. It's a lot of fun. It's probably not, but, you know, it is what it is. Sorry, I just realized I didn't turn on commercials, and I know nobody wants them, but they make me a little bit of money, even though I don't think a whole lot of people are going to watch this. So, I might as well turn on ads if I have the opportunity. But yeah, hopefully this gets to be a new series. I'm hoping to release the first video as soon as I get 99 fire making, which I'm a little under halfway there. So we will get there eventually. But I have most of the video. I have it all filmed. I have most of it edited at this point. So we're just waiting on 99 fire making, and then I'll release it. We'll do a nice stream for 99 fire making, and then we'll be off to the races on this account. I have a lot of thoughts. I have a lot of plans for this in the future. One, I just want to see how much our stats change from just Winter Todd loot, but after that, I want to get a fire cape pretty early. I want to get going on, you know, my combat achievements, my Slayer, all my bossing. This is going to be a pretty nice PVM account if I have anything to say about it, but you know, I only have a little bit to say about it. I'm only the person in the driver's seat. Yeah, it should be fun. I'm gonna have as much fun with it as I can. So, unfortunately, that means if I'm gonna be having fun with it, it means I'm not gonna be 100% efficient. I'm not being efficient right now, because I'm fletching. Fletching is not efficient if you're trying to just max fire making, but I don't care. We're going to fletch a little bit as we go. And I do have Entity Hider on. I only do it because I really have trouble focusing on, like, where I'm at if I can see everybody else. It's always crazy here. I'll switch it just to show everybody. It's insane here. I really hate how insane it is. I don't do well with this amount of sensory input. It's just not how I roll. Although it definitely feels a little bit more boring doing it alone, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it on for this game, but just I usually keep it off. It's not my favorite. And right now it doesn't seem super toxic, but it can definitely get pretty toxic here. That's just how Wintertot is. So usually I'm keeping Entity Hider off, but this is definitely more visually interesting. And I'm not wearing what everybody else is wearing, so at least you can see who I am. But yeah, it's something. So I'll leave Entity Hider off for now. But usually when I'm doing this just for me, I'm keeping it in a single player setting right now because there's always so many people here. That's really all it is. It's just way too many people for me, but you know, here we are. I think it wouldn't be so bad if I couldn't see their cold damage. If it was just my cold damage that I could see, I think it'd be better. But no, I can see theirs too, and that's a little much for me sometimes. But that's okay. It is interesting though to see like everybody's pets. Like usually there's like 20 or so phoenixes here, but it's nice to see somebody with a bloodhound doing Wintertot. I'm curious. I want to see what their deal is. I don't know who it is though. That's the problem. I'm gonna guess it's Prison Joe. 692 clues. I'm gonna guess it's him. Is he going for? He's going for the pet. So, yeah, it's interesting to see what everybody's bringing to the table here. Because usually it's just people's cats or some phoenixes, but every once in a while you see some bossing pets, and then, of course, the bloodhound being over there is just really neat. That's a pet I don't think I'm ever going to get. I'm not a big fan of clue scrolls to begin with. So the idea of sitting down and grinding them is probably going to really go against a lot of what I like to do on this game. But if it comes down to it and I decide I want to get every pet, I will put it on the list. But I think I'm just going to focus on bossing pets and skilling pets and not those. But if it happens, it happens. I won't just not do clues. It's just it's not something I feel like grinding out on a daily basis. But maybe it gets better. I don't know. Yeah, I know they talked about introducing stackable clues, so that might make it easier for me. I don't know. If I could stack up all my clues at once and then grind them out, maybe I'd be a little bit happier to do it, but I don't know. We'll see. Right now, it's not my favorite thing, so probably not a pet I'll get. But I would really like to get a lot of the skilling pets. My favorite all-time skilling pet is Rocky. So hopefully getting him would be really nice. I don't generally like thieving either, but like I like Rocky. He's cool. So I'd love to get him. And of course, I'll take the Phoenix if it shows up after all this. I'm not gonna not take the Phoenix. But what are they even talking about? Okay. And they're getting weird. But yeah, so this is the new account. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see where it goes. Obviously, it's not got all the restrictions that I normally like to do. We're just doing a main account, but yeah, it's been really fun. It's been a fun start. Obviously, our stats aren't in great condition right now, but in a few weeks after we're done with Winter Todd, I think we're going to be in a very good spot. I'll feel hot. Oh, nice. What side are you on? What world are you on? Are you on 307? But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Winter Todd, but it's still a good way to start an account. And I did the legwork so that I get actual drops. I'm not gonna just come west. I think. Yeah, we're the same one, buddy. I don't know where you're at, but. But good God, is it hard to actually like find people here? There's too many. There's always too many people here. But we're up to 630 rewards. We're gonna stack those up till the end. I think it'll just be fun to finish up a stream with a big pull. I think that's gonna be fun. Maybe fun's not the operative term, but I think it'll be good to do that rather than trying to. As far as like video, west of the Brazier. I will find you eventually. Maybe I won't. I did my best. There's so many people here to try to find somebody. But yeah, it's cool that you're here. Where are you at, fire making wise? How much longer do you have in this frozen hellscape? Okay. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting higher fletching here, but I'm definitely just gonna leave once I hit 99. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm just gonna be done. Um, but yeah, I mean, if you're at 67 and at 94, I'm pretty sure you'll make it to 70 before you hit 99 fire making. So yeah, just getting started on the account. I'm not doing really anything else of note right now. But hopefully turning this into a PVM account, that'd be pretty nice. That'd be a nice way to do this after we get done with whatever Winter Todd decides to bestow on us. So, yeah, unfortunately, it's just Winter Todd. What the hell is the chat talking about? They were talking about Gatorade flavors, but I have a sneaking suspicion it got racist because it's Winter Todd, and that's what they do, unfortunately. Well, now we're just doing languages, so I'm fine with it going back to just languages. Yeah, seriously. I usually keep Entity Hider on, but while I'm streaming it's more engaging if it's kind of crazy like this. I'll get more people to watch if there's actually something going on besides me throwing stuff into the brazier, but yeah, I usually don't pay attention. Halfway to 90 though, so that's nice. So we've got 235k left to go, which, might be about an hour or so with the way I do this. So not too bad, and then we'll keep going. But 90 will feel like a good milestone. 90 will feel like a really good milestone. Even if I'm not halfway there, it feels like I've done a lot of work. So, yeah. T minus like 45, 50 minutes till a level up, and then we'll start working on another. Features, what do you think of the new warp system? Like, I know it's not new, but I haven't done Winter Todd since they introduced it. I haven't decided whether I like it better than just doing HP. I know it's easier for people who already have, like, maxed health, but I'm curious what your side of things is on. Because I've always seen Winter Todd as an early game thing, but with the warmth, it seems like it can be a later game grind than it used to be. It's nice to know that we're gonna lead everybody down the wrong path, but I think it's correct. The pet probably doesn't exist. Chat's correct on that. Probably like a game and a half away from a woodcutting level though, so that's pretty nice. I'm hoping to get to 60, 61 by the end of this, which I'm pretty sure will happen, considering where I'm at, but... I think the biggest thing for me right now is construction XP, though. Any free construction XP is good construction XP. So, I think we came in with 15 construction, and we're at 36 right now, so far we're making a little bit of progress in that. Construction is just so expensive, so any free XP you can get for it, I take it in a heartbeat. Alright, and that is another KC down. We're at 250 KC, and we are 635 rewards in the cart. So we are stacking it up. That's kind of the idea. So 250 feels respectable. We're going to end up probably doing 600, 650 though, since we're fletching about half our logs, so that's probably going to be where we're at. You can do it in 500 if you're not fletching anything, but I want to make sure I'm getting reward cards, and I want to make sure I'm getting a lot of them. So I'd rather do an extra 100 KC, get a lot more rewards than just rushing it at this point. And then maybe 2 kills from now, once we've ticked over about an hour of in-game time, I'll probably leave for a game and see if we can get a random event. I'm not like desperate for them, but they're nice, especially if we get an XP random. I will take the genies for sure. But you know, ultimately it doesn't really matter, but I wouldn't mind ticking off some of those collection logs as well. And the more random events you can participate in, the quicker those logs are greened out. So I'd rather try, at the very least. They won't spawn in here, so I'd rather take a break out there for a second and try to spawn one. And now we're objectifying women in the chat. That's very nice, Winter Todd public chat. That's very nice. Not big into that, but in fact, let's nope, never mind. That doesn't actually doesn't actually hide it, but yeah. This is why I keep Entity Hider off. It gets toxic over here. Alright, under 200k until our level up, so that's nice. That's about 10 games, I think. 9 or 10 more games, so around 260 we'll level up, so that'll be nice. Then after this game, we're going to go out and we're going to take a little break from Winter Todd. We'll go through the bank. I want to show everybody my bank tab real quick. It's not impressive or anything, but I want to talk through what I've done so far on the account. It's better to do that on the bank tab than not. Yeah, and then hopefully we spawn a random event. If not, that's fine. I'm just going to sit out one game. And then we'll come back in and finish out the level probably. Should be about to a woodcutting level though, so that'll be really nice. Alright, so there's 57 wood cutting, so that's nice. That's one of the ones I don't dislike training wood cutting, but it's a slower skill. So anything I can do to make it a little bit quicker, I'll take it. And now public's talking about the rewards that I'm not going to be grabbing. Starts making me want to actually break my rule here, but I'm gonna save all my rewards for 99. I think it'll be better that way. I think it'll be more fun that way. And it's nice not to look like everybody else. Everybody else is just this wonderful, wonderful orange color. But me, I'm brown and green. Just the way God intended. Alright, after this we're going to take 5 minutes, we're going to go through the bank, talk about what the account has done, talk about what we want to do on this account, and hopefully spawn a random event, because why not? I wouldn't mind having a random event spawn. I wouldn't mind doing something other than Winter Todd for like 5 minutes. So finish out this KC real quick. This should be 252. And then we've got probably 7 or 8 more until we get our level 90. And then it's only 9 levels from there. Definitely not like a little less than half of the XP, but we'll just say it's 9 levels. 9 levels feels nicer than like a third of the XP. Alright. Yep, that was KC 252. We've got 640 rewards sitting in the cart. Hopefully that will end up being probably about 1,500. So we're going to skip a KC. We're going to go through the bank real quick, and we're also going to try to spawn a random event. We've been in for almost an hour, and generally random events are ticked based on the farming timer, and they check pretty much if you've been in every hour or so. They pretty much give you one. But here's the bank right now. We're currently sitting at 516K. I know it's not a ton, but it's a new account, so bear with me. Basically how I built this, it's pretty much how I built every account. No, I'm not trying to question you. And do we have anything sitting in here? We do. Basically how I build every account is I toss, I go straight to the stronghold, get my 10K, and then I go to Al Kharid, spend my 10K in the crafting shop, get one of all of the ones that are actually worth getting. So amulets, necklaces, bracelets. Holy molds were worth it when I bought them, and now they have been selling so slowly, so wasn't worth it really. But those ones are usually good at like selling. Like if we examine this, right now they're sitting at 500 a piece. You buy them for 5 a piece, so it makes you a lot of money. So with 10K buying in 2 hours of just going back and forth with the crafting shop, I built out 600K or so, almost 700K, and then I spent a good bit of it putting it back into skills and whatnot. And then as far as my skills go, I've got, attack and strength just from quests. I wanted to make sure I could wear my rune axe. Not that you need one at Wintertot, it's just nice to have. I'm gonna wait out here just in case. I don't know where the spawning bounding boxes are at this point. And then grab some agility. That also came mostly from quests. I had to grind a little bit to do. I did Grand Tree, and that requires a little bit of agility. And then a lot of these I leveled to level 30 because really your levels determine what you get back out of these carts. So by getting my all the levels that determine on the carts, so that's herb lore, crafting, farming, mining, fishing. I think that's it. I think it's those 5. By getting those 30, I've guaranteed that each of my games are worth like 12K or so. It's not a lot, but like if you're doing 650 games and you're doing them at 12K a game, it works out. So hoping for about 7 mil coming off of this cart once I hit 99. So I'm just going to let it sit and steep. We're at 89 right now. Oh, hey, look, Niles. That's an axe. All right. Cool. We spawned our random event. Obviously, we don't need to spawn random events on this account, but I would like to... well, I'm not planning on getting the entire collection log. I wouldn't mind doing random events and getting all the random event ones taken care of if I can. I'm not planning on doing a whole lot of collection logs, but I want to keep it in mind as I go. I'm much more focused on quests and achievement diaries than I am collection logs right now, but it's good to be conscious of it at the very least. So, but yeah, nice that all worked out. As far as goals for the account, we want to end up turning this into a pretty decent PVM account. It's not going to be the best. I'm not the best at the game. I've been playing for a long time, but I'm not the best. That's just how RuneScape works. It doesn't matter how long you're playing. You don't get to be the best unless you're absolutely the best. But I want to end up maxing this account and doing some decent PVM work. yeah, we'll see what I do after that. I would love to like set some higher goals for this other than those two things, but right now that's where we're kind of sitting. And obviously we are a good chunk away from maxing. We haven't maxed a single skill yet, and we are still less than halfway from maxing fire making, which is our highest and the one we are currently working on. So it's going to be a sec, but that's okay. How's it going, Daniel? We are back. I've been streaming on Twitch a lot, but like viewership there is kind of crap. So most of my people know me from YouTube, so I just came back to see whether or not a stream here would do better than Twitch, and it does. So I'll probably be here every week from now on, rather than Twitch, unless something changes. But yeah, currently we're making a new main account. If you've been with me for a while, we had a main account and a main series going for a while, but that was trying to answer a different question. That was trying to answer the question of whether you could maintain a main account off of just bonds as a relatively casual player, which I am, and you can't. And that was 3 years ago. That was when bonds were like, 5-6 mil a piece, and it was still relatively hard in 14 days to manage that. And of course now they're 15 mil a piece. So I really don't I don't need to answer the question of whether or not that's how you make an account anymore. It's not. When they were 3 mil a piece, you could absolutely do it, but 15 mil a piece, it's not worth it to try to start an account like that, because ultimately you'd be grinding 45 mil out of free-to-play, and that sounds so bad. That sounds so rough. You can do it, but then you have to be on it for the entire time, and I'm a casual player. There are times where I don't have that. Yeah, it used to be so nice with bonds being like 3 mil. You can spend one day making 3 mil and then you're good for 2 weeks. But now it's like I've got to make a mil a day. So I've got to get on and make my mil, which is like at that point you're just doing your farm runs and you're just doing things for profit, and then you give up your profit at the end of 2 weeks and you don't have anything to show for it. So this account's not going to be answering that question. That question for me is already answered. It's worth $12 not to do that. So I'm just not going to. So rather, this account is for me to just have a new main account. I haven't had a high level main account since before Evolution of Combat came out, and I miss it. I just haven't taken the time to make one, and that's on me. I've been focused a lot more on making my burner accounts and all of the fun little one shots that I like to do just to keep myself entertained. But I think it's time to actually buckle down and make a main account and get something pretty high level to actually play the game, and then we'll come back around to making some Snowflake Ironmen, because I have some ideas, but it'll require having somebody code me, or me doing it myself, making a RuneLite plugin. Because I was working on it after I finished the Slayer locked account. After that, after I realized that was done, I had some good ideas, but even I was having trouble following the rule set that I was setting out, and I was the one making the rules, so I figured it would be hard for a viewer to watch that if I'm having trouble keeping track. Yeah, I was too. I even tried to remake the account. I spent probably 30 or so. I spent 60 hours on an account that I will come back to eventually once I make RuneLite plugin for it, and I want to actually really get into it. But yeah, I also spent like 40 hours redoing the Slayer Locked account, and it was looking good, but I burnt out. That's really what happened when I was remaking it. I wasn't feeling like I was playing for the fun of it. I was playing to get it done. And that's not what you want to be at. Like, yeah, it makes me a little bit of money, but it's not like I'm making tons of money being a D-tier RuneScape YouTuber. So it is what it is. So I was really sad when it got banned too, but ultimately it led us here. So we are 40 hours into this account, and I'm enjoying it a lot more. It feels like it's progressing a lot faster because it's a main account. And I should be releasing the first video as soon as I hit 99 fire making. Yeah, exactly. I want to have fun with this. Like, that's number one for me. Is I like editing videos. I like interacting with my community. But, like, if I'm not having fun actually doing the game, like, then it's just a job. So this one should be fun. I'm excited for it. So first video will come out once we hit 99 fire making. I want that to be the end of the first video. Most of it's not going to be at Wintertodt. I hate seeing Wintertodt content in videos, so it'll be in the streams if people want to watch it, but ultimately there's not going to be a ton of Wintertodt content in the video, so I'd rather just have one clip starting Wintertodt and one clip finishing Wintertodt, and that's where the video ends. I think that'll be the best way to do it, and unfortunately it's 60 hours for me to sit here and be at Wintertodt, but oh well. If this is the only thing that I don't enjoy about this account, I think I'll count myself lucky. And honestly, this sets the account up for a good future and a bright future. So we should be good on that. I'm excited, and yeah, our rewards from this should be really good. We should be sitting at like 7 mil by the end of this. Something like that. 7-8 mil. So should set us up really well for success in the future, and that's the goal. So I'm excited to see how this goes. I have some big plans for the future. Gonna be thinking outside the box after this grind. This is the only thing that I'm gonna be really doing that's super by the books, super efficient by the books. So yeah. And we're 70% of the way to level 90, so that's nice too. We are getting somewhere. I can remind myself that we are getting somewhere. But yeah. So I'll be on every week. I'm usually on Tuesday nights from like 8 to 10 Central Time. That's how I've been on Twitch. So if I decide to move to YouTube, I'll put a schedule up and I'll put some announcements out that I'll move over here. So far it seemed like... yeah, I've noticed that too. I started with it. I didn't realize... like, I knew they changed it, but like... I didn't realize how that really affected things. So, yeah, I kind of feel like I probably could have done fire making later. I didn't have to start with it. But I left my HP low just in case it had something still back end to do with HP. But that's okay. I did get some skills up. I did get all the skills that, determine your Wintertodt drops. Got all those up to 30, so I'm not going to be out anything. I'm not going to be getting as much as I would get if I waited to do this near the end, but, Yeah, I do, but, I mean, cakes are cheap. Unless, do they do a secondary thing other than just healing you? Because I thought it was about the same. Yeah, if there's a secondary thing, then I would do rejuve potions. But, I mean, it's not a lot of XP to make them, and yeah, it's free, but, like, I'm going to be spending, like, maybe 10k in cakes. Like, the other thing with the change, too, is... Okay, so they do prevent you from damage, but even so, like, I don't usually use, like, these 5 cakes have been in my inventory the entire stream. Like, I haven't refreshed these since I started an hour ago. And I've used two pieces of cake, so seems to be working all right. But yeah, maybe next time I will. Next time I decide to make another account. Yeah. But it is nice to see that you don't have to be either losing money on Wintertodt or a really low level before you do it. It's nice that you can do it whenever you want at this point, and it's the same buy-in, it's the same price. Yeah, I bet. So, yeah, I probably could have waited, but this is the way I kind of... This is how I know how to make... I don't know, I've been playing the game for too long. This is how I know how to make an account. Is starting here and then doing whatever I want afterwards. And I mean, I think it'll be nice. I think it'll be nice to have the stuff from Wintertodt to get started, but I definitely could have gone somewhere else first and actually started playing the game a little earlier, but I'll get a 99 under my belt at least. So, even if it's the most useless one. I'll be surprised if I really ever use the skill cape for what it's supposed to be used for, though. But it is interesting. The mechanic makes it a lot less dangerous. Like, I'm no... Like, I used to be a little worried about getting stacked out at Wintertodt. Like, not a lot. Like, if you're watching... If you were watching things, you never really were worried about it. But, like... I haven't had a genuine moment of distress this entire time. Which is nice, but... Makes it feel less like a boss. Which it never really was to begin with, but although the bones on the ground really really show me that I'm talking out my ass, though. Somebody's definitely having trouble with it. Yeah, I remember before they switched to warmth, that would have killed me. Like stacking, just standing here and taking 2 brazier hits, and oh hey, look, bones. We'll take those. Just just a reminder that even though I'm having 0 trouble, somebody had some trouble. Alright, well, we'll put these where they belong. Hey, we're four dead people away from getting a prayer level at Wintertodd. Very nice. And we're a little over 100k XP away from level 90 fire making, so that's also very nice. That's gonna be a really nice spot to be at. That's kind of when it feels like you're getting into endgame stuff. It's the last 9 levels. Yeah, we're definitely getting somewhere. So, part of me... Oh, hi, Ben. How's it going? Thanks, man. I love ya. Feel free to shower me in money. How's everything been going? Yeah, I'm usually on Twitch, but I wanted to see whether or not like the YouTube side of things would do better for me, and so far so good. So far I've been pretty happy with like I've had more people talking to me, and I'm not just talking to myself all the time. So that's pretty nice. So I'll probably be on YouTube from here on out, honestly. Given the response so far, given what I'm seeing so far, unless somehow there's a big drop off. Yeah, things have been good. I'm starting a new job on Thursday, so that's going to be really fun. I'll have less time to do this, but you know, that's just the nature of the beast. I've gotta actually go to work. But yeah, one of the food pantries in town wants to start growing their own produce, so I'm gonna help them get started with that. That'll be really fun. So right. Yeah, I mean that's most of a month. Thanks, Ben. But you know, Yeah, I'm curious to see what this does. I'll probably cut. I'm gonna get a level up here soon. I'll probably cut that down to a short. And we'll see what we do with this stream. I'm pretty happy with where it's at right now as far as viewership. And yeah, Daniel, it's gonna be really fun. They approached me like a month and a half ago or something, and that's what they wanted to do. So I'm excited to see like where that goes and what I can do for that. I've got some big ideas. Obviously, as a consultant, as a produce farmer, I've got some ideas. They've got some ideas. So I'm excited to see like where that goes and like how that kind of looks. Cause yeah, so I used to live in Florida, and what my main job was down there was I was training people who were looking to go overseas as either missionaries, international development workers, um, stuff like that. People who want to go overseas to help other people. And basically, my job was training them to actually impact their community, mainly through food production, nutrition, food preparation, all of that. So we had a 10-acre farm down there. About 2.5, 3 acres of it was a produce farm, and then the other 6, 7 was pasture land. And yeah, it was set up so that we were teaching people how to actually interact with a rural community, whether that be in the States or out of the States. And so I got a lot of experience in doing that. I worked there for 3 or 4 years, and then I interned there before that. So I had been with that company for quite a while. And then whenever we decided to move back up north to the Midwest, I knew that I wanted to still stay in that kind of sphere of food that helps people, food that actually gets to the right people. Because, like, it's one thing to grow produce and then, like, toss it at Walmart or something. It's another thing entirely to grow produce and realize, hey, there are people in my community who are struggling right now. There are people who need more healthy options in their diet that they probably aren't getting either from food stamps or, from the food pantries in general. So I knew I wanted to get back into that, and this opportunity was good. So it's going to be a good time. It's hopefully not going to take up too much of my time, but it's still going to be a farm. I know they want me to try to stick with 40 hours, but we'll see. We'll see what it actually ends up taking to meet whatever production they want to make. But it should be a fun time. I'm excited to work with them. And all that being said, starting a new job on Thursday, so it'll be fun. I'm a little anxious, but it'll be really fun. Exactly. I should have it set up so that a lot of things are more automated. As far as like the plants needing help, but always something goes wrong. So it doesn't matter how well your watering systems are going or how well your nutrition systems are going. At the end of the day, if something's wrong, it's on you if you want to actually make things work. So, but even if it turns into a little bit more, it's okay. So long as it's not going crazy. The last job was going a little crazy, so I think I was doing, while we were in Florida, I think I was doing closer to 80 a week, but we were also, it was a live-on position, so there was no real separation between work and not work. It was as simple as somebody or something needs help, you go out and you do it. It was always being on call, so that shouldn't be this job, but I'm not sure if my bosses realize exactly how many hours it'll take to do the level of production that they want. So we will see. It's a salaried position, so hours are hours are hours. They're paying me the same either way. So, but it should be good. It should be fun, and that's the most important thing. Yeah, should be an improvement on the job I had in Florida. We might be at 2kc left. It'll be close, but we might be at about 2kc left for the level. Might end up being midway through the third, but yeah. So we'll hit level 90, and that'll be really fun. And then we can clip that down for a short later on. Start showing my subscribers that I'm still alive, and I've just been on a different app for a little while. Yeah, once I buy a house, I'll probably start a second channel and do some of that as a YouTube project as well, because I would really like to get into that side of YouTube. I experimented with that a little bit with my last video, but it's not a gaming video, so it didn't really get received very well. That was a couple months ago. But I wouldn't mind once we get a house to start a new YouTube channel just for home improvement and gardening and stuff like that. Proving to everybody that even though I'm a gaming YouTuber, I still get to touch grass from time to time. Would be nice. So, but that's far off into the future. I actually have to have a house before I can do any of that. Something about landlords not wanting you to rip up their perfect little lawns in favor of something you can actually eat. We're almost there though, everybody. Hopefully just 2 more kills and then we're at 90, and then we work on 91. The next thing that comes after the next level is the level after that. But 90 for me always does feel like home stretch, even if it's not quite halfway. And luckily Wintertod levels are quick, so it's also not that bad. Hey, how's it going? I love this shirt. This is one of my favorite shirts. It's got tigers on it. And that's, I think, the most important thing from this stream is my tiger shirt. So, doesn't mean that I forgot to change after I got done with all the other things I was doing today. Absolutely, but you know what? It's fine. I feel like I'm on vacation. I feel like I'm back in Florida. So, that's the main takeaway from this stream is I get to wear my favorite shirt. Sounds good. You enjoy that. Alright. Okay, so it's going to be another 2KC after this. I lied. I'm making less XP than I thought, but I'm getting fletching XP, so it's fine. Alright. So at 260 KC we level up, and that'll be really nice. 34k away from the next level, so not too bad. It's pretty quick here, so that's nice. Alright. What are they talking about now? Public chat's always weird at Winter Todd. They're talking. I think they're just being mean to a guy named Jeff at this point. I usually turn off all the other people and just pretend like they're not here, but I think this is more visually interesting, even if it causes me to have to figure out what they're talking about half the time. What the heck? Public chat's weird, everybody. No one listen to anybody on the internet. Public chat on RuneScape is weird. Especially at Wintertodt. It's where all the weirdies hang out. Now I'm here, so that doesn't mean anything about me. But this is where all the weirdies hang out. Alright, we've got 13k XP left, so that's 1 KC, and then we've hit level 90. Then it's just 9 levels left until we're done. We're at 42 hours on this account, which isn't bad when you consider about 20 of those hours have been here at Wintertodt right now. Yeah, Gerbil, no worries. So you probably found me from, I was doing RuneScape videos for a while, and the last account I'd had was a Slayer locked account, so I could only use Slayer, and that got a lot of subscribers, so you probably came in from that. That was the most recent thing I did, but I'd been gone for a while. That account ended up getting banned. They thought I was a robot because apparently I'm mechanical. So they thought I was a robot. And they banned me, so that was sad. And the last few months I've been trying to figure out what I wanted to do for my next series. So I've been streaming on Twitch that whole time, trying to figure out what series I might enjoy doing next. So I tried remaking that account. I tried another very restricted account from a different angle. But that account I would have to make a whole plugin for RuneLite to actually make it watchable, because even I was getting confused. Yeah, I know I'd be better off turning off Entity Hider, but this is more fun to watch. This is more fun for everybody. Look at all the people. Look at all the orange. At least I'm not wearing orange. So yeah, that one got banned, and then I took a few months to do soul searching, figuring out what I actually wanted to do. And I decided I wanted to go ahead and just remake a main account. I haven't had a high-level main account since before Evolution of Combat. Usually I've been focused more on my Snowflake Iron Man accounts, my hardcore accounts, stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, it's overstimulating for me too, but it keeps people watching the stream. I turn it off whenever I'm grinding on my own, though. I definitely turn it off. So yeah, making a new main account. I haven't had one since pre-Evolution of Combat, so I had a series 3 years ago that was doing main stuff, but I ended up not finishing it because my main goal for that one... Yeah. I forgot that they changed the way Wintertodt, works. Oh, yeah. I'm not planning on staying 10 HP or 11 HP. This is just how it goes. So, whatever. I forgot that they changed Wintertodt, though, so it doesn't really matter what HP you have anymore. It's all based on your fire making level. So, I kept it low for nothing. But that's okay. So, yeah, that's where we're at now. So we are 42 hours into this account. 22 of that has been at Wintertodt. So, 20 hours just bought me some skills, and a couple hours for $500,000 in the bank from the first 10k. So, nothing specific. I don't think does it even focus on HP anymore? I think when they changed it to warmth, I think it's all all fire making. But I wasn't sure, so I left it low. And then that way it can't matter. But it seems like it's percentage based. Because there's a lot of high levels here, but I'm not seeing anything over like a 9 being hit. So. Alright. And there's level 90. So, we are ready to burn redwood logs. If we had all the money to burn redwood logs, we would do it, but I don't want to spend the money on it. So we are at 90 fire making. We've got half a mil XP until 91. But this is really where it starts feeling like we're at the end game in the home stretch, even though we're not even halfway there yet. So let's keep going. Yeah, you used to be good up until 13 or 14 HP, and then it changed your hits. But like, I don't know the mechanics anymore either since they changed it. I don't know how recent it is, but I just haven't been at Wintertodt for a couple of years, so I don't really know. But it seems like it's for the best. I think it's based on your fire making level now. I think it's based on your fire making and the amount of warm clothes you're wearing. Although it seems like the HP capes still do affect your warmth. Yeah, I mean, I'll make another Iron Man at some point. I just wanted to make a main account so that I could actually play the game. But I will... Probably after this, I have an idea, but I need to make a RuneLite plugin for it because it's just really hard to follow. But there was one I was working on. I think I put 60 or 70 hours into it before I realized I couldn't follow it. So I can't imagine a viewer following it. But the series was called Handcrafted. Basically the idea was I wasn't going to use any shops or any monster drops or anything like that, except for things that were craftable, and I was going to make everything that I used to get an Infernal Cape. And I think that's still a decent idea. I think it's just I need to have a RuneLite plugin for it. I need to have a really, really good, thin explanation for it, because every time I would explain it before a stream, like, I felt like I was just going on and on and on and on about the premise. And, like, you need to be able to... For this sort of thing, you need to be able to explain your restrictions within, like, 20 seconds. Otherwise, it's not good restrictions. So, I decided to just focus on making a new main account. Since it's a main account, that'll only take me, like, ooh, free prayer XP. Only at Wintertodt. I don't know how people are dying with the new mechanic. I really don't. Yeah, I think WoW definitely needs a different Iron Man mode than just the hardcore stuff, because, like, I think that would breathe some fresh air into that IP too. Yeah, so I was really trying to figure out what I wanted to do next, but ultimately, I think this is the right move right now while I'm transitioning into a new job on Thursday. So I don't know how my playtime will go up or down from that. And 2, this will give me a chance to really perfect my editing. My weakest part on all of this is the editing side of things. So making a main series that probably won't get as many viewers, but like will allow me to like really brush up on my editing before I do something that will get a lot more viewers, would be really nice. And then ultimately I'll be in a better spot that way. So, and I'll have an account that I'll actually get to, I'll get to react to releases rather than just putzing around doing things that are less than optimal. Although when sailing releases, if it looks halfway decent, and if they actually do release sailing, which they might not, who knows? I'm sure I won't be the only one to think about making a sailing only hardcore Iron Man. But ultimately, that would just be a phase. I can't imagine that would be a long-term series. But I'm sure somebody will want to make that. It would be nice. I know they changed the warmth meter. I know they changed everything else. It would be nice if they made it so that whenever you're fletching or adding things to the brazier, you weren't interrupted by taking cold damage. If you can manage to weather the cold over here by the tree while you're chopping wood, I think you can manage to weather the cold over here by the fire. But then this would be super AFK, but I don't know. It's just annoying sometimes whenever you're trying to do something and it just doesn't work. And it would make points more consistent. But there's also not really anybody that's struggling to get 500 points in Wintertod anymore. We got three more people. No, two more. Two more people who decide to die to Wintertod before we get a prayer level too, so that'll be nice. We'll see if we can get a prayer level off the bones of people who decide to die. But yeah, I do find it weird that it doesn't interrupt you over here, but it does over by the brazier. I think honestly it should probably be the other way around. Because you're so much farther from the fire over here. So I think it makes more sense to be the other way around if it's going to be anything at all. Alright, we've got probably 2 more KC before I think I'm done for the night. But we made some solid gains, for sure. We got to level 90, so that's pretty nice. So we'll do 2 more KC. Currently we're owed 665 pulls from the cart, which isn't bad. We're definitely going to be really stacking those up here soon. We'll pull all of those at 99, so just make that a really big stream, getting all the rewards and organizing the bank and seeing where we get to. I think that'll be nice. But yeah, about 10 more minutes and then we're going to be getting off. But I will say, for those of you who have been here for a little while, it's been a pleasure. Usually I'm on Twitch and I don't get a lot of people watching, so it's really nice to, you know, have people here and have actual people to talk to. That's been really nice. So I will probably continue to be streaming on YouTube from here on out. I think with a little work, I think this will be the better place to do it. So I'm here every Tuesday from 8 to 10, and I will continue to start doing this on YouTube instead of Twitch. I think it's the better option. So thank you all for who's been here, for sure. Alright. Toss these into the fire. Yeah, not a bad haul. We did. I did a couple hours before we got on stream tonight. So I think today we did 700k XP in fire making today. So if I can keep working on that, it'll only be a couple more weeks until we've maxed this out. So that's nice. Hopefully next week we'll be at 92 and we'll be working on the last half of this XP rather than the front half of this. So that's pretty nice. I'm pretty happy about that for sure. So yeah, it's been good. It's been a good time. Alright. That's fine. I am happy with the change in the warmth dynamic. It is really hard to die here, but at the same time, people are still managing it, and I'm still getting prayer XP from burying their bones, so that's fine too, I suppose. Can't let them go to waste. All right. I think we've got one one KC left in us for the night. But we're under half a mil XP till 91, so that's nice at least. So probably it's half a mil XP. That's probably 2.5 hours till 91. I did have a crazy thought to do a 24-hour stream starting at 92, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I'll do a long stream from 98 to 99 or 97 to 99, but I did have a crazy thought to do a 24-hour stream starting at 92 to finish up the grind. But I don't think it would be good for me. I don't know if I have the viewership to make it worth it either. Also, that would mean me talking for 24 hours straight, and I would not envy the person who has to listen to me at hour 24. But we'll see. I'm sure there will be other times where I'll do longer streams like that. But once I hit 97 or 98, I'll make an announcement for a long stream to finish this up, because I would love to do a 98 to 99, which is like a million XP, and then all the pulls from the cart, because I'm saving up every reward I get from this, so that at 99 I can go ahead and just do it all at once. I think that'll be fun. And all I'm saying is I'm glad I'm not orange. Orange is one of my favorite colors, don't get me wrong, but everybody's orange here. So I'm glad to be brown. Man, he's hitting me a lot now that he knows it's the last one I'm going to do for the night. Cool. Prayer XP on the ground. Now, if we have one more person die, I think... two more. Two more people die and we get a level up in prayer from Wintertodd, which is nice. Here they come. Anybody die from that? Any bones that I can offer up to our good Lord and Savior Guthix? Man, this is getting... Alright. I think that's that for tonight. I think that was my last one for the night. Got a lot of construction XP from that one. That was nice. I nearly got a construction level from that last one. But thank you all for showing up to my stream. I really appreciate it. I have been on Twitch. Generally, historically, I'm on Twitch, but I think that I'm going to turn this on so that I can actually... No, cancel that. That's not what I asked. Generally, historically, I've been on Twitch, but I think I'm going to switch over to YouTube. This has been actually really good. I'm happy to see how many people decided to come and watch, so I really appreciate it. The video I'll make a playlist for my streams, so if you missed it and you want to see more, there will be a folder on my channel in a few minutes with this stream in it, so that should be good. And as always, thank you again for watching. The next video for this series, or I guess the first video of this series, will come out once I hit 99. And yeah, I am going to be streaming every Tuesday from 8 to 10, and I'll put a little schedule up in YouTube, and I'll put out reminders. So thank you all for watching, and I really appreciate it.